Okay, just think about the Muslims at this moment who are blowing themselves up, okay, convinced that they are agents of God's will. There's absolutely nothing that Dr. Craig can say against their behavior in moral terms, apart from his own faith-based claim that they're praying to the wrong God. If they had the right God, what they were doing would be good on divine command theory.
Nobody seems to notice the smoke until it closes in, trapped inside the notion of hoping that it's just pretend. But if it sucks you in, prepare for suffering from wondering what could have been if you could have made a difference. All I know is I won't go until I test the limits, living like I'm living, not just following a gimmick. Spitting image of an image, censorship won't let you finish, so I turned into a hindrance. So fuck you to the system, I'm a killer on a mission, with wisdom as a weapon. I'ma bet my opposition will fight me with a vengeance, sentence me to death once they strip me of my pride, but it will prove that I was right, so I'm not afraid to fight. I invited, I'm excited at what they could ever hit me with. Your main concern is money, mine's with being cognitive. The problem is we shifted back into darkness and tend to value ignorance and ignore all the positive. I know they'll hate me and maybe it's cause I'm verbose, but the fact is I want you to use your brain instead of poses that we don't need to know the intricacies of the cosmos and leave it undiscovered like it's fine as long as God knows. Cause God knows that one might never exist, so we might be wasting time not exploring all there is. It might seem like I do a lot of preaching to you, I just hope I'm reaching through to teach you something meaningful. Even if it's needles to the stack of hay I'm weeding through, all it takes is one mind to shake the world completely loose of all the shackles we've been told to think are uncomfortable, that ensure we don't rise above barely being functional. Why? Cause that's the current way the world works. You can either fight it or ride with it till the world's worse, but not me, I won't let it take control. I'm losing most my cool watching freedom traded for gold, swooping through the holes of official lies we've been told, so I can hopefully convince people to hold on to their souls. The more you know, the harder you are to coax, and the more informed decisions and ideas you can invoke. And in the end, that's all we'll have to overthrow these tyrants we've allowed to blatantly take control. Cause now they're holding positions we nearly handed them, when we don't hold them to the standards we demand of them. But that's a topic for a different time. My focus is mostly getting older slower than I encroach on degradation of grandiose proportions of the known, while everyone sits around and seems to let it go. And when we wind up struggling to remember how to figure out the basic principles of Kepler, we won't have time to spend centuries trying to test it. Cause once we're not invested in science, guess where we're headed? Back to the crusades, and you can bet you won't be saved. So don't pretend like you'll be safe, cause you base your belief in faith.
Now, I'm obviously not saying that Dr. Craig or all religious people are psychopaths and psychotic. But this, to me, is the true horror of religion. It allows perfectly decent and sane people to believe by the billions what only lunatics could believe on their own. If you wake up tomorrow morning thinking that saying a few Latin words over your pancakes is going to turn them into the body of Elvis Presley, you have lost your mind. But if you think more or less the same thing about a cracker and the body of Jesus, you're just a Catholic.